Welcome back to the lunch table, food for thought. I'm Nico. Blitz. Make sure you hit that subscribe button at the bottom left-hand corner. We're also on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio app if you don't want to see my face for a whole ass hour. So this guy's name is, my next guest, his name's been brought up to me like within the past week. And it was on like multiple times on like different accounts, and I'm going to get to that a little bit later. Love and Hip Hop Season 6, he has a new record out called Beautiful Lies. He goes by the name of Micky Munday. What's poppin', man?
Yeah, what's good, bro? How you doing?
So it's funny because I don't think you remember me. So, no, don't even worry. Don't even worry.
I'm trying to put my ninja focus on it.
No, don't
work.
even worry. We were at the Post Malone party last Friday.
Oh, damn. Oh, yeah.
We were at the front gate together. We were both trying to get out that bitch, and we were just like, yo, why can't they open up the gate?
That shit was ridiculous, bro.
Dude, it was nuts.
That was crazy.
And it was funny because, like, I think I was with, like, one of my guys, and he was like, oh, that's Micky Munday. I was like, Micky Munday, why does that name sound so familiar? Then, David Dwayne brought you up to me, and I was just like, okay, that's the same cat David was, like, pitching to me. And I'm just like... And then I go back home to the Bay, right? Literally that night after we had left the gate, I drove off to the Bay.
From the Bay with a hyphy and go down from the soil. Where
you already know what it is, bro. Man, it's just shit, man.
Come on, man.
And then my sister's like, oh, my God. Like, bro, like, this guy like Micky Munday, he's popping off right now. I'm like, okay. This fool's name was brought up to me twice within the same weekend. Like,
yeah, let's do it.
So it was only right to have you on here, bro.
You got to do it. You got to do it.
But, I was watching a couple of your videos on Love and Hip Hop, man. Yeah. Like, you're doing some dope things. And you can actually spit.
No, yeah, I'm a real artist, man. Like, my background is definitely, like, from the MC lane. I learned how to write records. I learned how to do... Well, I've always been melodic. Even, like, when I was, like, battle rapping, I had, like, melodic
You were
bars.
battle rapping?
Yeah, that's how I really started. Well, I started writing poetry. That was, like, originally how I started doing music. I wrote poetry, and then my mom would enter, like, my poems in contests. I would win, like, all kind of poetry contests at, like, 13 years old, like, young. You know what I mean?
We talking, like, slam poetry? Like
no, it was more, like, just from hurt and... life and being upset and like some shit a kid would write about, but like some shit a kid like would think about life about. You know what I mean? But I think I was a little ahead of my time. So but yeah, I did that. Then I started battle rapping when I was like 17, 18, 19. Then I started writing records, and then I've been writing records now for like
So it's crazy that you say battle rapping because I was just like scrolling through some of your tweets, and then you actually, like, somebody by the name of Disaster was saying, like, like, Micky Munday is the sleeper. And I was like, Disaster? Like, this motherfucker's been battle rapping for hella long. Like, he's a legend.
Definitely is. Actually, the place that really got him popping is this place called The Pit. And I'm actually the person who brought him there.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
This was like 2006. Yeah. For real, like fresh out of like, I was still in high school, like literally, and I don't know, he was dumb young too, like literally that long ago. Yeah, so I know Disaster a very, very long time.
So then you brought him to the Pit to rap?
No, I just told him like, hey, bro, like I knew, I forgot, so long ago, bro. Yeah. I don't even remember who we met through, but me and Disaster met each other. We just rap because we was like, damn, you hard. He was like, oh, you hard. And then I used to go to this place called The Pit, and I told him, I'm like, bro, I know you be battle rapping, because like I had already, even at that time, Young really started writing songs and knew like I want to write songs. You know what I mean? I want to be my own artist, like. But I was like, I got this place, man. If you want to come battle, man, there's some dope people, blah, blah, blah. He came there, and it was, the rest is history.
Were you also, like, familiar with Dumbfounded, too? Because he's from Koreatown.
Nah.
Yeah, he's also a battle rapper,
I've heard of him, but I don't know him personally like that. Yeah.
I've always found that it's difficult for a battle rapper to transition into, like, actually making records.
I guess they always say that. I mean, of course, Eminem did it, and... I mean, French Montana was a battle rapper. I mean, there's a lot of people. Yeah, there's a lot of people that start off. Most people, it's just these days. Music is more the wave, the sound, the melodies, the cadences, etc. So you have to transition into that. You can't fight the current. Even when you think about people like Kendrick and you think about people like Cole and these people that are crazy lyricists, Drake, even it's still very melodic and very catchy to where it's like it's not boring. I think now our generation, like that bridging gap generation, where it's like, oh, is this boring because it's not hype enough or it doesn't have enough.
And also, too, like, everyone's attention spans are, like, so small to the point where it's, like, you can't spit something that's so in-depth because people aren't going to get it right away.
Yeah. Well, you got to know what crowd it is. Like, I know, like, if I go rap on a show, I'm going to give you bars. I'm going to give you real bars. Like, I probably don't want you to get it right away.
Yeah.
because I didn't write it in 5 seconds. So why should you be able to, you know what I mean?
Just
Like
pick
at
it up
least
in, like,
think
5
of it
seconds,
like,
yeah.
like I always thought it was dope when I listened to Jay-Z and people like that. Like when you go back and hear something you didn't catch, and you're like, oh shit, you know? Like I like those moments. You know?
Yeah, it's kind of like finding an Easter egg in like a video game, or you know, like finding an Easter egg in a movie. Like you go back to the shit, and it's like, wow, like that shit really makes sense.
Yeah, bro, and it's
like,
crazy.
Like, dude, like I remember listening to Aquemini maybe like 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago. I was high as shit, right?
Yeah, and that's the
and
best
then
way to be.
you know, and facts. Yeah. And you know, I'm thinking back to it, like, what makes this album so timeless is the fact that like they're talking about relevant topics that were relevant back then and are still relevant to nowadays.
Timeless music.
But you know what I mean? Like, you know, trying to consume those type of content when we were like a lot younger, like we didn't even realize that, you know, it was timeless music at the time.
No, you never do. I mean, you never do. Even like Reasonable Doubt, like it didn't go platinum till years and years after. Like it went over people's heads. But now it's what? It's one of the best albums.
Jay-Z's
ever,
like greatest album.
To me, he's the greatest ever. But you know, that's just my opinion. But,
did you grow up on Jay a lot?
I mean, yeah, I definitely searched him. I mean, like I feel like the best rapper of my generation is Wayne. Like that's Yeah, that's most people who I like when I was in high school and stuff. Like you know, Lil Wayne was like popping, and then like Drake like was coming into his play. But like of course, like when I was younger, like real young, like you know, Jay-Z was popping. I was in like elementary school, like you know. But I like rap already because my dad listened to NWA. My dad listened to Snoop, like so I always heard that music in my house. You know what I mean? So when I started listening to music, I just gravitated towards that stuff, and I started liking rap. So it was like Jay-Z. I was like, damn, he hard.
Yeah.
And then, you know, Pac, Big. Then you know, I always studied the greats, even other genres of music like Nirvana and Oasis, Michael Jackson, the Beatles, like all kind of like.
Oh, so you're like super musically like inclined to like everywhere.
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm like super musically inclined, but I just like have dibbled and dabbed in other genres to find like, oh, I like this. I like these songs. I like these cadence.
Well, I mean,
songs,
if you think about it too, like at the end of the day, hip hop was really that genre that took from like jazz inspired by rock. You know, even like Jay-Z, he had like that whole Linkin Park collaboration. And you know, like to the masses it wasn't like the greatest thing in the world, but then you look at it like for what it is, like it was cool. Yeah. Were you able to go on that tour?
I was not.
Oh, I was about to say, if you did, I'd be jealous as shit because I want to go to that shit like crazy.
I wish, man. I don't even remember. I didn't go to a concert till I was old.
What was your first concert?
Shit. I don't even remember. That's a good question. I think I went to the Beyonce On the Run tour.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think that was my
That's
first
That's
concert.
not a bad tour for like the first one to go to. That's
like
crazy.
A grown-ass man at that point. You know what I mean?
And to be fair, Jay-Z was on it, though.
No, he was. It was crazy. Yeah, I was backstage and everything. Like, it was dope.
Tight.
Yeah, it was dope. It was a good first experience.
So you were just like, what, finessing yourself backstage?
No,
or you were just
I went
chilling?
with my boy who like he messed with TDE a lot, and then I know like a couple people from TDE, and we was just with them and we was chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's chill,
cool,
bro.
yeah.
That's chill.
I have finessed my way into things before, but that night I did not have to. Yeah.
Well, what was like the ultimate finesse?
I snuck into the VMAs in Miami one time as a seat filler, and then I made it all the way backstage.
Yeah.
I always feel like I look the part. Like if I walk somewhere and be like, oh yeah, they'll be like, oh okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? So.
Well, because in those situations, you kind of just got to play it like super cool.
Yeah,
you ain't got to look
I feel like I belong, so it doesn't matter. Like when you walk through confident, then that's all that matters. Be like, oh yeah, and I just feel like I'm a standout person, so they just feel like they've seen me or they should have seen me. Like I'm telling you, bro, I do this shit all the time.
Sneaking into like the VMAs in Miami, like what were you doing at the time, career wise?
I was trying to get on. I was like 19, you know, this is like some years ago. So like, I was just trying to get on. I was trying to just figure out how to get on. I didn't really know what to do at that time, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It took years to figure things out. I'm still figuring it out as we progress every day because the game changing every day and different things and things that were relevant last year, and the monetizations and the ways to do things, how to go to radio, when to not to go to radio, when to, you know, things change constantly to what's more important. And now the internet, now Instagram, now, you know.
Well, that's why even nowadays, man, like you think about like how a press run was like built even just like 10 years ago versus press runs now. It's like who would have ever thought that like, you know, everybody just like pushing themselves on like radio. It was literally just radio or like television. Nowadays it's like, okay, well, there's radio, there's TV, there's podcasts, what we're doing right now, you know what I mean? And there's so many different ways to, I guess, like get yours now that I feel like it's a struggle between like, okay, how can I keep up with everything versus like, you know, how far should I really like stretch myself to do like everything else too.
It's very true, man. It's very true. You got to protect your brand at the same time. You know what I mean? That's a big word everybody uses these days.
Branding.
Your brand.
You know, so I want to talk about you. Like, speaking of your brand, right? Like, I'm watching the first episode where you were introduced on Love and Hip Hop, and Corrupt was saying that, you know, you're really dope. However, you have the rock star look to you. Yeah. You know, like, it kind of implying that, like, the rock star look doesn't necessarily fit in, like, the hip hop realm. How did you really take that comment in particular?
I didn't really care because, you know, you have to see, like, we're in two different, like, we're in, like, damn near 2 decades different. You know what I mean? Like, there's been a whole nother generation of him before, like, you know, my style and, like, the current artists that are out today. So, you know, that's just how it is. It's, like, very different how we dress these days. Like, we're not really walking around in, like, baggy clothes and, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's very fitted. It's very, you know, designer these days, or, like, edgy. And that's just how it is. And to be honest, like, it wouldn't matter if nobody else. Like, I'm such a confident person. Like, if I say this is cool, this is cool. Yeah. Like, I'm cool. So
I think that's what I think that's the approach that a lot of, like, people in the music industry are taking now. Yeah, like, I mean, so for instance, like, you're a rapper, right? And it's like, even if you look at somebody like Post Malone, he doesn't personify, like, what a rapper is supposed to look like, right? Or even if you look at somebody like Lil Tecca, right? He's just like this scrawny 16-year-old looking like he's dressed in, like, some PE clothes half the time. And it's just like, I guess what I'm saying is, like, there's no actual look for what a rapper looks like nowadays.
No individuality, bro. Like, it's just how it is, man. People always been different. It's been different before this. Like, Busta Rhymes dressed different, acted different. Missy Elliott, like, great.
But, like, those are the people who stand out.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, there is no right or wrong. There is no right or wrong with music, period. Like, if something works, it feels good, that's right. Yeah. And music is an opinion, so that's just my opinion of right. And you have your opinion of right, and they have their opinion of right. Who's right?
I mean, I think we're all right in our own ways, but then it only, like, I guess it gets fucked up when we start telling somebody else, like, your opinion isn't right.
Oh, yeah, well, you can't. That's why you can't. You know what I mean? You just have your opinion, and it's like, all right, well, that's your opinion. Yeah. Doesn't make it right. That's just your opinion, and then you have your ways of thinking about it and your experiences of why you've gathered this opinions. But everybody's experiences and everybody's way and mentality of thinking about things is always going to be different, bro, because people come from different realms of life.
Yeah. So then what are your thoughts on, like, the current climate of hip-hop? Because we have, like, you know, we have the microwavable shit. Yeah. You know, but then we also have people who have, like, taken a stab at this thing for, like, 10+ years who still don't get, like, that recognition they deserve.
I mean, it is what it is, man. You can't really fight it at the end of the day. You know, you just got to love it and respect it and just hope that, you know, the dice roll on what you play one day. And then, you know, you take your experiences and be like, cool, now that I got my foot in the door, I know how to build a house. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So, you know, the driving force, because your name started to pop off because of, like, Love and Hip Hop, at least, you know, from, like, my opinion. Was that, like, the plan? Was your plan to, like, use, like, television kind of, like, as that driving force for your music career?
Yeah, why not?
Smart man. Shit. Smart man.
I'm trying to use everything I can, bro. Like, shit. This is how I'm planning to feed my family, so I don't have no other choice. Like, you know, that's a platform. I passed it up before, and I'm like, why am I passing up being seen by millions of people, you know?
What do you mean you passed it up before?
They asked me to do it before. I was asked to be on there, and I was going to do it, but I went on tour. So, you know, it wasn't meant. Now is the time, and I just believe in, like, everything's in God's time. So it's just when it was meant to be, and now it's meant to be. So, you know what I mean? It's cool. And then, of course, I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to use TV as it's more than a free commercial. It's a commercial that pays you. There's some every single Monday night. It's playing multiple times. There's millions of people that's watching this. There's millions of eyes and impressions that I could have come back to lead back to me, and then I could be like, hey, check this out. You know, my whole thing on there is music. I'm not involved in, like, the drama. My shit is about my music and my family, like my real life. That's what I show on Instagram, so why wouldn't I show it on TV? Yeah. Only makes sense to me. So it worked out perfectly for me, honestly. Shout out to Mona Scott and all the great people over there at VH1. You did?
Oh man, they were fucking with you tough.
Yeah, I hope. Yeah, I'm trying to keep it up.
So, you know, you were saying that they had asked you to do it before. However, you were on tour. Was that the tour you were on with Akon? Yeah. How'd that even happen, man? Because I haven't heard of Akon's, like, name in music for a minute now. The last time I heard of Akon, he was actually working on a cryptocurrency in his hometown.
Yeah, he has a thing called Acorn. It's dope.
Yeah.
Acorn's a great businessman. Like, he's definitely like a very smart businessman. I was working with him at the time. He was my manager, so he went he went to India and Antigua and Puerto Rico, and we stopped in Dubai and some basically went on a little thing out of the country. He still does a lot of shows and is big.
Yeah,
still gets paid a lot.
Well, I noticed that, American music, whether it be like hip hop or whatever the fuck, it pops off so hard in other countries, man.
And what's crazy is he told me that's why he even told me 'cause he's a great writer. He was like, melody is so key. It was I perform in front of thousands of people in other countries that don't even know what I'm saying. They just know they know the melody, but they know how it sounds.
Yeah.
So that was dope.
I get you because it's like, if they can't say the words, they can at least hum the melody.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they'll figure them out, but I mean, that's what you got to think, bro. Melody, what's the first thing you learn in life?
To breathe?
No. Like as a kid, what's the first thing you learn in life? Like your ABCs and shit, right?
Yeah.
How do you learn your ABCs?
A, B, C,
and what is that?
A melody.
Exactly. Do you think you know that because it's A, B, C? No, you know it because of the melody. So it's it only makes sense.
Yo, that's some real shit.
Yeah.
Hey man, shout out to the gem over there. I've never gotten that particular articulation when it comes to melody. Yeah, and I think for you just being able to apply that to the music, it's a beautiful thing. I think that when there's an oversaturation of melody, or if the melody is kind of carrying too long in the song, I kind of need a little bit of a switch up,
Yeah, you gotta.
It's kind of like how even in the alphabet you have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, and you kind of just slur LMNO.
Yeah, LMNOP. Yeah, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, bro. I mean, but that's just writing music and listening to them. Luckily, the ABCs is your own melody, but when you write in music, it's the beat and the music talk to you and learning how to find where patterns go, where you want to fall on the downbeat, you want to fall on the upbeat, what sounds better, what kind of voice do you want to use? You want to use your high voice, your low voice, sonically, what sounds good? That's very important.
So being into poetry and then battle rap, when do you actually start writing down lyrics and creating songs?
When I was 17, 18, I started writing songs. I just I always felt I could never write anything that I wanted to write, some hits or some pop type, upbeat, party songs. I was always writing about sad shit and life and
It's so interesting because over here on the West Coast, it's that's not really pushed out. At least from the music that I've experienced on the West Coast. I just wrote music
because I was sad and had weird mental shit when I was younger, so I just wrote shit down. You know what I mean? And then that started becoming a nice therapy for me. Then I started really enjoying writing because I stopped going to school in 11th grade, probably a couple weeks into 11th grade. I never been to school again.
Why is that?
I don't know. I just didn't want to go. I wanted to play basketball. I wanted to play basketball, and then I just went to a different school. And then they basically had their teams and everything already, so I was fuck it. I just went back home because I used my uncle's address and then went to my uncle's house, and I was going to the school for 4 months.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So but then it just didn't work out. So I basically came home, and then I just stopped going to school. My mom was working, and then I would just write at night. When my mom and my sister went to sleep, I would write from 12 till 6. My mom had a job at this grocery store, and she used to work every day. She'd get up at 6 and go to her work. It's a regular set schedule, a 9 to 8 to 8 to 4 or something. And I would just write, and then I'd sleep till 2 in the morning. Afternoon. That's what I was doing, 17, 18, 19, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then just getting up, hanging out with my friends, and then going back in the house at night, writing. And then, yeah, man.
So was mom's not even worried since you weren't going to school and you were just writing
no,
overnight?
I mean, she seen me fall in love with writing music and seen I started really trying to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my mom, man, she just cool. My family cool. They just want me to be safe. They used to just be oh, God in heaven, bro. I'm not lying to you. My mom used to just be I don't care what you do, just don't die. I swear to God.
Yeah.
She'd be don't die. She'd be really afraid I was going to get killed or something.
I mean, it's a real statement, man. This type of shit happens every single day. And, even me moving from the Bay to LA, my parents would be yo, just watch out for your surroundings, make sure you're good. And I'm just you know what I mean? And it didn't really register until you grow up and you actually see the thing, or you witness that type of shit when you're younger too.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm not saying I've been through anything more than the next person. You just have your thing. You'd be oh, this is what I went through. I don't know what you've been through, but
yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, but the thing about that is my mom went through a lot when she was growing up, so she already was really paranoid. So when she had kids, she was like really on us, you know, about like where we went, what we did. That's why my mom used to always want everybody to come to the house. Like all my friends used to come spend the night in my house because my mom be like, I'd rather you be here and I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Is your mom from LA?
Yeah, my mom's from LA. Mm-hmm.
Pops too?
No, my dad's from Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah. But my dad been in here since he was like in high school though. But he from Chicago. Like if you ask him where he from, he'll tell you like Chicago. Or actually, my dad be flippy floppy. Sometimes he say from here. Yeah, but my grandparents and my dad and them family side of the family's from Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then like, you're not going to school by the time it's 11th grade, right? And you're just like constantly writing like day in, day out, or
yeah, and like selling weed and shit. That was like my little hobby.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it was a while ago. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, you know, fucking chilling and just trying to make $20, $40 to eat type shit. Not like I wasn't far from a kingpin or anything.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? Like just some bullshit that you be outside with your friends and have some weed.
So then
I got some weed.
So then what was like the trigger afterwards that got you like out of just like the selling weed mode?
I mean, I wouldn't say it was like, because it wasn't like something I was like, yeah, I'm about to go hammer with this or something.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I was just chilling. Like,
But I mean, like, you know, like you're.
Well, I mean, I was still rapping. I was even shit. I'd be freestyling even when I was chilling in parking lots. Because, like, that's one thing, like, I would wake up and I'd go hang out. Like, there used to be this, there used to be a tattoo shop on 29th and Crenshaw and, like, a Nick's checking cash right there. There's, like, a little plaza, and, like, I used to hang out there a lot, like, every day. And I would just chill, like, be in a tat shop or just be outside, like, hanging out with people. You know what I mean? Or, like, my homie house down the street on, like, Adams and 7th Ave, like, in his building. I'll just be chilling. You know
so then when do you, like, transition from, like, that lifestyle to, like, the entertainment career?
I've always been in the entertainment career. It's just sometimes you don't have the opportunities. And it's like, what are you going to do? And, like, I always say this, it's like, it's like, you forget how to live when you stuck trying to survive. You know what I'm saying? When you're trying to survive, you can't live. Like, you like scrambling every day to try to just figure shit out. And you're like, fuck, I can't. Yeah, it might be an event to Hollywood, but I can't even get there. You know what I mean? Or I'm gonna have to take the bus and then I'm gonna have to do this. Even though most of the time, like since I was 16, I always really had a car. But yeah, man, so you just trying to get it in. I mean, I always was trying. I was always reaching out to people. I was always trying to go to studios. I was taking buses when I didn't have a car. When I had my little bullshit car, I was driving to Burbank and Hollywood and all these places to go pull up on people to studios. But it's like, you know, it's a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it's a struggle, you know.
You're just trying to figure it out at that point.
Yeah, I was trying to figure it out. I didn't really have no guidance. I didn't really have nobody really helping me. Like, I was just trying to figure it out. And then this shit was constantly changing. You got to understand, like, at that time, that's when, like, YouTube and Instagram and all these things started to really come in, where it's like, I remember when I first started doing shit, like, I was burning CDs. I had, like, an 8 CD thing, and I was burning CDs and really giving people CDs.
Yeah.
And then it went to flash drives, and then it went to, like, you don't even have nothing.
Yeah,
it's
you
like,
don't got to carry any of that shit.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, it's like changing right, like, in front of my eyes, you know what I mean? So, but, you know, we figured it out, and we got team, and, you know, we started trials and tribulations, you know. We started gathering things. I got with my partner, you know, he had some money, and we just got together one day, and he was like, man, let's make something happen. And I was like, well, we started a company. We started a company, and then we started hiring PR and doing little things, and we was even that was a figuring it out process.
Yeah.
Go, okay, cool, we could pay somebody to do this and that, but we still at this time, we don't really know what these things are doing, and then there's no guarantees that these things can't even do anything.
Exactly.
A lot of people just take your money and be like, oh, you didn't have enough content. And then you got to pay somebody to figure out that, oh, okay, I got to have more content for people, but what the fuck? You took my money, but whatever. You know what I mean? So it's a figuring out process, bro. That's why people give up, because they're like, oh my God, I'm spending money. This shit ain't working, and you never know.
But you gotta put all your chips on the table, though.
Yeah, but how many people are willing to do that in life?
That's what I'm saying.
Take a certain person to be able to do that.
That's why if you want everything, you got to be able to risk everything that you
everything
currently
or nothing,
have.
bro. That's what we say all the time. Everything or nothing. That's what it is. You feel me? Like,
I mean, that's a good mindset to have for real.
Everything or nothing, bro. People always even told me, like, people we was working with, they would be like, I'm such like a aggressive person, like my aura, like they always used to say, Mickey, you're either not gonna make it at all, or you're gonna be a superstar. They used to say this. They used to be like, you know, you'll never have like a happy medium. Like, oh yeah, Mickey's
Like, I'm cool, I'm content.
Yeah, like they were like, because that's not what you are. Like, you're a star, so you're either going to make it or it's just unfortunately never going to happen for you.
Yeah.
And I used to always be like, I'll take that. Everything or nothing.
Well, honestly, once you have that engraved to your head, like, you kind of think about, like, the pros and cons. Like, okay, well, the pro of, like, not ever doing shit is that, like, it's easy.
Yeah.
But then that ain't
easy.
Of not ever doing shit.
Not because that's impossible. You can't not ever do shit, bro. I got a daughter. I got to, like, my not doing shit is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there's actual, like, real-life problems that come with that shit.
Yeah.
But I get, what I'm trying to say is, like, so I was DJing at, like, my restaurant, like, maybe, like, last week, 2 weeks ago, and I had, like, this elongated conversation with this cat, right? Stupid drunk. But he said something to me that, like, resonated that's going to be resonating with me for a long time, and he was saying that, like, basically everybody has two wolves inside of them, right? One wolf is all your doubts and your fears, and then the other wolf is all your dreams and ambitions. And then he asked me, well, how does the wolf survive? And I was like, you feed it. Okay, so then once either of the wolves are fed, which one is going to, like, keep on living? Which one's going to kill out the other one? Yeah. I'm like, well, the one that's, like, well-fed. He's like, okay, so which one are you going to feed? Are you going to feed your dreams and ambitions, or are you going to feed your doubts? It's like, well, my ambitions. He's like, okay, so then that means you have to cut out all of your doubts, all of your fears, in order for you to, like, acquire the most impossible things you could think of in life.
Yeah, no, that's real. That's a bar.
Yeah.
It's a bar.
Tying it all back to you, man. It looks like you'll be fine. The aggression that comes out of you, like, I feel like that's going to take you a long way for sure. Because the way you were trying to get that gate open for us to, like, leave the Post Malone shit, I was like, damn, I'm going to let this motherfucker do his thing.
Yeah, man. We had his manager coming out to get us. I'm like, man, if you don't open this gate,
any problems?
Yeah, because it's just like, I hate when people, like, take their little bit of power and, like, abuse it. Like, I hate people that abuse power, man. Like, come on, bro. Like, nobody's, even that lady was like, why are you yelling at people? These people aren't even, we could bum rush this place right now and it really be nothing you can do. So we're actually being pretty cool right now. Because I'm with the flash mob, burn the building down type shit. So
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, so fuck it. Come on! We're
Charge!
Yeah, we're burning the building down. March! Return Achilles.
So, being in, like, this entertainment industry, have you had thoughts of, like, moving with an acting career too?
Yeah, I love acting. That's how I really loved acting before I loved music. I did acting classes and stuff when I was younger. I always wanted to be an actor. That's still my dream.
See, my thing is, somebody had asked me one time, like, would you ever date an actor? I'm like, I don't know, because I wouldn't know if they're, like, I wouldn't know if they're, like, acting or if they're being real with the shit sometimes.
You don't know that now, man. Shit, they must have went to acting class. They're all tricky.
Some shit. What's, like, your favorite role to play so far?
Man, shit. Well, I haven't really played many roles so far, so I mean, I would love to be in, like, one of those, like, 300 type movies, or like a James Bond type movie, because I did martial arts when I was younger, so I'm crazy with, like, the martial arts stuff, so I could be a real action hero. So I would love to do something like that. You know what I mean?
What kind
like
of martial arts?
I did Taekwondo.
Oh, word. Okay, so kamsamida. You know what I mean? Oh, that's Korean, bro. Come on,
God bless you.
Black belt?
Yeah. Okay. I was 2nd degree black belt.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I wouldn't be fucking with you on the street. Fuck
all that, no, I don't want. I come in peace, man. I come in peace and tranquility.
What's your favorite, like, fighting movie then?
Ooh, that's a good one, man. Enter the Dragon's just a classic.
That is.
Bruce Lee, especially with him dealing with, like, all the mental stuff and everything. Kind of like what you were just saying, the two wolves. You know what I mean? You have two wolves. But damn, oh man, that's a good one. Probably Enter the Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Have you ever watched The Raid?
No, I have not.
Dude, so basically it's like based in, like, Indonesia.
Yeah.
And, like, this cop who can basically, like, kick everyone's ass.
Yeah.
Him and, like, his whole squad, they raid, like, a fucking drug tower.
Yeah.
And they just literally have to make their way to the top.
Oh, you know what, bro? I think I have seen that movie.
It is the craziest.
No, I'm dead serious. I'm not just
movie.
saying that. I think I have seen that movie because I'm dead serious. Damn.
I'm talking about they were hiding motherfuckers, like, in the wall.
Yeah,
like
I'm
it
dead
was
serious.
nuts,
I think
bro.
I've seen that movie actually. Yeah, just as you said, I was like, wait a minute, I've seen a movie like that. It's got to be the same thing.
Yeah.
There's some crazy ones. IP Man. I mean, there's a lot of
Oh,
karate
Ip Man.
movies.
Yeah,
Oh,
that shit crazy.
Yeah, that shit crazy.
Well, hopefully we see Micky Munday on like an action film in the near future. Whooping ass.
John Claude Van Mick. You feel me? Come on, man.
There we go, man.
You got to do it.
So Beautiful Lies, man. What was the inspiration behind that record?
Well, I always consider my life the beautiful lie versus the ugly truth. You know what I mean? Somebody look at me and kind of judge me or not really know like the things of like not really just know me, basically, long story short. So, you know, it's kind of what you say. Like people always say like people rather hear beautiful lies than their ugly truth. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like that. And the song's just called Beautiful Lies. That's why the mixtape's called Beautiful Lies. And then I'm going to do a project called The Ugly Truth. And then I'm going to do a joint project called The Beautiful Lies versus The Ugly Truth.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So I got it all planned out, man. I got a lot of shit planned out.
So Beautiful Lies. So it's kind of like 2 EPs and then
it's like three.
Three EPs.
Coming together, yeah.
There we go. When can we expect those to get released?
I got Beautiful Lies EP volume 1 through 5 already done. I'm working on
1 through 5, bro.
Yeah. Well, I got my own studio, so I'll be cutting a lot of records. But I just try to like make like the mixtapes just sound sonically good together. But shit. The other ones I don't know. I don't want to just say I don't know. I haven't started working on them yet. Yeah. But I know that's what I want to do. And even when I started this, I knew that's like I wanted it to transition to that.
Now, are you continuing production with 808 Mafia, or do you have like more people like touching your music in terms of the production side?
Yeah, no, I definitely, my bro, shout out Nonstop the Hitman. That's who I work with through 808 Mafia, and that's like my brother, you know, like fam. Mm-hmm. I'm always gonna work with him. That's like my family. But yeah, Phonics. Just did some new stuff with THX. Just talked to Lorenz. Want to do some new stuff with 1500 or Nothing. I got this dude, man. His name is Dame. Crazy. Yeah.
Dame,
yeah. Produced by Dame, man. He's crazy. No, man, hold on.
We gotta look
man.
out produce. No, go ahead, plug, bro.
No, I was like, damn, I don't got my phone. Damn, bro. But yeah, he did Muchacho. Yeah, Dame got it on lock like crazy. Like, he hard.
Shit, shout out to Dame, man.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Y22, NSD, and Arza. They do a lot of stuff, too. They've been sending it. Y2 work with my boy Y2, who I work with, like, hands-on.
Yeah, you have a couple records with him, right?
Yeah, Y2 crazy. Like, yeah. His producer's been sending him some stuff and me some stuff, too, some other stuff, so they crazy, too.
Crazy.
So basically, like, the same kind of little unit. Oh, and Dice, my boy Dice. I can't forget Dice. Dice the Genius. He did Beautiful Lies.
Word.
Yeah. Dice
Fire
is
production,
crazy.
Dice. Good shit.
Dice crazy. We got and he did Goats and Lambs. Yeah, he crazy. Yeah.
So Micky Munday, we're gonna go through like a series of just like random ass questions.
All right,
bro.
let's do it.
Favorite food?
Sushi.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck with that.
Life is raw.
What's your favorite tattoo?
My daughter. Yeah, it says her name right here.
Shout out to her, man. How old is she?
She's 9.
Oh, shit, man. She's about to hit them years where you probably have to, like, pull your hairs out and shit. You ready for that?
No, I'm not. I am not.
Least favorite tattoo?
Really, I don't have one. I like all my tattoos. I think this could have been shaded better, though.
Mm-hmm.
But I did want it to kind of be like diamonds in the rough. It's like really just blacked out because I wanted this to be diamonds in the rough. But I think it still could have been shaded a little better. If I had to call one, I mean, I don't think it looks bad, though. Like, I love the Hollywood land. I just feel like it could have been shaded.
Oh, you got the LA Times on that thing, too.
Yeah, and the condom wrapper.
Condom wrapper?
Yeah, it says Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay, I see you, man.
Yeah.
Favorite West Coast artist?
Tupac.
Favorite East Coast artist?
Jay-Z.
Dream collaboration?
Jay-Z.
And we can get that Jay-Z verse one day. Yeah. Just speak it into existence.
Yeah,
That's what everyone likes to do nowadays.
Oh, yeah, you gotta do it.
And last thing I gotta ask you, man, why Micky Munday? And also, why would the U?
I just wanted to spell it differently. Micky Munday's actually a person. He was on the Cocaine Cowboys. I don't know if you ever seen that documentary. He was the person who flew the drugs from Medellin for Pablo Escobar. So he flew into Medellin. He had a plane. He flew into Medellin. He got all the drugs. He dropped them into Miami port. He had boats come pick him up. The boats took him to a tow truck service that he had, and then the tow truck like brought it to the people. Like, it was crazy, bro. Like, but like he a cool dude. I actually met him. Like, you know, like he gave me the okay to use the name and everything. Like, I got it on video and everything. Like, he cool dude, man. He was cool.
So wait, so then why pick that name in particular?
Oh yeah. Basically, so me and my friend, she go by Jizzle now, but she was Lady G at the time. We watched the documentary at her mom's house, and then we went to the studio later on that night, and we made a song called Cocaine Cowboy. So like me, her, my boy Jag, his name Chubby Jag.
Oh, yeah, shout out Jag.
Yeah, that's my bro. Yeah. You know, I grew up with Jag. That's my dog. Like So Lady G, Jag, my homie Chaz Logan, and myself, we did a song called Cocaine Cowboys, and everybody like played a character from the like the show. From the documentary.
Yeah.
So I played Micky Munday, and then
you just ran with it.
Me. Yeah, like people just start calling me Micky Munday.
That's it. Wait, is your real name Mickey?
Nah.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, I just took the name.
Man, good shit.
You know what I mean?
I love these type of stories, man. Yeah. Micky Munday, where can everybody find you, bro?
Man, at Micky Munday everywhere. MICKYMUNDAY. MICKYMUNDAY. Everywhere. All streaming platforms. You got to do it.
Man, that's how I know this man's been in front of a camera and plugs his name so much, bro. Man. People just don't know how to do it.
No, you got to do it. Yeah.
This is the lunch table, food for thought. I'm Nico Blitz, Micky Munday, and we are out, everybody. Yeah.